What happens if you give someone the wrong blood type? Their body will attack itself. That's exactly what happens when you put the wrong fuel in your car. Gasoline and diesel are related, but sworn enemies when under pressure. One gives life, the other acts like sandpaper, crushing your injectors from the inside out. Today, we'll delve deeper into what happens when you give your car the wrong power source and why your engine may never function properly again. The biggest trap most drivers fall into is believing that fuel is just juice for the car. We tend to think that if we feed an engine the wrong thing, it'll simply refuse to start. Like a picky eater turning away a plate of broccoli. But in reality, your car is much more polite, and that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. For the first mile or two, everything might feel perfectly fine. The radio is playing, the AC is cold, and the engine sounds as smooth as silk. This is the illusion of normality. It happens because there's still a tiny bit of the correct fuel left in the lines and the fuel rail. Your car is essentially living on borrowed time, breathing its last few gasps of oxygen before the poison hits the system. This window of time is the ultimate mechanical deception. It lures you into a false sense of security, making you think you dodged a bullet. But while you're cruising down the highway, a silent chemical war is already being lost under the hood. Every time you pull over at a gas station, 3 familiar buttons appear: 87, 89, and 93. Most drivers treat these numbers as a ranking of good, better, best. However, the reality is that for about 80% of the cars on the road today, that shiny 93 button is merely a psychological comfort. To understand why, you need to look at the true nature of octane. There's a common misconception that a higher octane rating means a more powerful car or a cleaner engine. Gasoline is inherently volatile. It wants to explode the moment it senses heat. If it's too hasty, it will detonate before the pistons are ready, causing a series of loud metallic knocking sounds known as engine knocking. This is the mechanical version of an athlete tripping just before the gunshot. High-octane gasoline is simply calmer when squeezed tight. It waits for the exact moment the engine commands before detonating. For a luxury sports car, this patience is vital. But for your daily commuter car, your engine will never get hot enough to make cheap gasoline lose its temper. You're not giving your car a fancy meal. You're just throwing money into a tank that can't tell the difference. So if these numbers don't change anything for your daily commute, why do they exist in the first place? Imagine a group of people trying to push a heavy swing. For it to go higher, everyone must push at the exact same moment. But knocking is like someone jumping out and pushing the swing while it's still coming toward them. It doesn't help, it just creates a violent, bone-jarring vibration. In your engine, this happens when the fuel can't handle the pressure and explodes too early, before the spark plug even fires. You'll hear it as a faint metallic ping or rattle. To the untrained ear, it's just a weird noise. To an engineer, it's the sound of your pistons being hit with a hammer. Over time, these tiny, premature explosions act like thousands of microscopic stabs to your engine's internal parts. The key takeaway here? Your engine doesn't need stronger gas to run better. It needs fuel that is stable at the right moment. And that's where different types of engines change everything. Most everyday commuters are designed for 87 octane. These engines are the reliable marathon runners. They operate at lower pressures and temperatures, meaning they don't need much patience from their fuel. But as you move up to 89 or 92 plus, you're entering the world of high-performance machinery. These are the turbocharged or high-compression engines found in luxury or sports cars. Because they squeeze the air-fuel mixture much tighter, the environment inside becomes a scorching furnace. At this point, cheap gasoline simply cannot maintain its composure. it will lose control and explode prematurely, turning the engine's power into self-destructive vibrations. Premium fuel isn't an upgrade like adding a leather interior, it's a strict requirement. It's the difference between a controlled burn and a chaotic mess. If your manual says 92, it's because the engineers know that at those temperatures, anything less is just asking for trouble. So what happens if you ignore that requirement? If you've ever accidentally put 87 octane into a car that requires 93, you probably noticed nothing. No smoke, no sirens, just a normal drive home. Modern cars are incredibly smart. They are equipped with knock sensors that act like a digital bodyguard. The moment they detect that impatient fuel starting to rattle, the car's computer instantly adjusts the engine's timing to prevent an immediate catastrophe. It's like a runner slowing down their pace to avoid a heart attack. But don't let this calm fool you. While your car is protecting itself, it's also losing its edge. You'll experience sluggish acceleration and worse gas mileage. More importantly, this is a silent sabotage. Those tiny, microscopic tremors, the ones the computer couldn't fully stop, are slowly eating away at your piston rings and cylinder walls. It's not an instant heart failure. It's years of high blood pressure that eventually leads to a massive repair bill down the road. The danger here isn't immediate. It's a delayed disaster. And yet, people still choose cheaper fuel. So what are they really paying for? When you spend extra money on premium gasoline, you're not buying a superpower fluid. It doesn't make your car go faster. It makes the fuel more disciplined under extreme stress. Most gasoline in the US is E10 or E15, but then you see E85. With an octane rating of around 109, it's technically more stubborn than premium gasoline and is also renewable. However, there's a downside. It's less efficient. It's like a cheap battery that has high power but runs out twice as fast. Not every car can handle this corn-based diet, and using it in the wrong engine is a recipe for mechanical failure. And fuel isn't just evolving. It's slowly being replaced. Gasoline and ethanol might one day be museum pieces, but for now they remain the lifeblood of our world. Yet, even as fuel evolves, the most critical human error remains: the diesel-gasoline swap. The consequences of this mistake are surprisingly lopsided. If you put diesel in a gas car, the engine will likely just choke and stall. A messy, expensive headache, but usually not a death sentence. However, putting gasoline into a diesel engine is a total game over. Because diesel acts as a lubricant, the dry, explosive nature of gas strips away that protection, causing metal to grind against metal until the entire system shatters. One simple distraction at the pump, two completely different paths to destruction. It's a mechanical coin flip where you never want to see the other side. We return to that quiet moment at the station. You're standing there, the nozzle clicks, and for a split second, those buttons 87, 89, 93 look like just another choice in a busy day. But as we've seen, those tiny numbers are the gatekeepers of a massive high-precision system. The big takeaway isn't about always choosing the most expensive, premium option to pamper your car. It's about understanding that every engine has a specific chemical language. It's not about finding the better fuel, it's about choosing the right one. Next time you reach for that handle, remember, your car isn't just a tool, it's a masterpiece of balance. Choose wisely. One simple fact at a time. That's how we understand the world. Like, subscribe to Simple Why and tell us your question below. Your why could be our next video.